Hey, welcome back, regular viewers. So, my wife was cleaning out our kitchen the other day, and she's always working so hard around the house, and I just want to thank her so much for that here. So, thank you very much to my beautiful wife, the regular editor, for just always taking care of us. So, anyway, she was taking care of our kitchen, like I said, and she decided to throw out some old utensils, like this one right here. And I was like, are you crazy? That's like 3 fishing lures right there. So that's what we're going to do today. We're going to save this from the trash can in the landfill, and we're going to make 3 fishing lures out of this. So we will, I guess we're going to go 1, 2, 3, okay? We'll start on this end right here. So, boop. Probably one of the reasons she didn't like this is because it's obviously broken. So let's start with this right here. This is going to be a weedless spoon, a weedless topwater lure spoon. It is a little bit big. But we're going to cut it down fishy shaped. If I had my reasonably sized measuring device ready, I could have showed you that. So that is a, not counting the mezzanine, 4 inches-ish. If you count this little nub right here, we're right at 5 inches. That's a lot of inches there. So I think I'm going to draw a fish pattern on it. And I know I have some viewers from Europa. And they from Europe, and they keep asking me to make smaller lures, because they don't have bass over there, which is really unfortunate and sad. And you really need to, do something about that. But anyway, those issues aside, I got to make a smaller lure for you guys. I'm so sorry, but this is what I got here, and the kind of fish I catch. So you can always downsize these things if you use your imagination station. But let's make a fishy pattern on this, and then we will carve it down, rather than just this whole huge big spoon. This is very sunfishy shaped and sized already, but we don't have to be that ridiculous. All right, let's start with our fishy shape. And for some reason, I always have to draw fish like the head here and the tail here. I don't know why I can't do it the other way, but first world problems, right? Okay, that's not really fishy shaped. That's just more spoon shaped. Huh. Good work, man. Good work. Drew a smaller spoon on a bigger spoon. That's crazy. It's crazy artwork, man. Do I even want it that big? I mean, it's supposed to be a sunfishy type thing, right? We can flatten this part of it out, perhaps. Do a little snoot hole over there. Put a big old hook back here, right? What if we were to make it even thinner? Well, let's cut out the top shape, the first shape, and then we can always make it smaller. You can't make it bigger. All right, we're going to use the tiny, deadly buzzsaw. It actually wasn't half bad. I think I'm going to go with the inner shape, though. We'll take off just a little more meat on that guy here and see how that looks, too. This is still a pretty significant lure there, so we'll go just a little less ridiculous size. But I'm going to cut that off camera. It's going to look exactly the same, and hopefully we'll have all our digits at the end, right? All right, so we got an okay shape here. I did kind of leave this part because we're going to do some sanding. Voila! Probably need to zoom out a skosh. Oh, that's better. Hey, look, a belt sander. Why don't we employ it? Okay, that really didn't take too long. This stuff is actually pretty nice to work with. So, feel free to go in your wife's kitchen or in your kitchen or what have you. And look for these old silicone spoons. They're probably not that good for you. They may cause cancer, but hey, they do make a handy fishing lure, So, win some, lose some. I think we're going to heat this and try to bend it down a skosh, and then we'll go to installing hardware. So I'm just going to clean up these little specks right here a skosh more. Stop saying skosh. All right, we got our heat gun and we got our grippiest grips ever, the vice grips. All right, let's turn this dog on. And we're just going to heat this tail section up and flatten it out a skosh. All right, so that is the tail shape we wanted there. And I think I can probably remove this part of the tail. I got out my big old hooks container. This is the big old hooks container. And that's the biggest, oldest hook I got right there. And I might heat and bend that too to make that contour. So the way I've done this in the past is kind of done a rivet onto here. Let me find a piece of hardware. All right, so I think the battle plan is going to be, put a black mark here. I'm going to bend it there. And then I'm going to use this screw with the hook in my hand. We're going to screw that through to here. We'll grind off that end and epoxy it in. And then I'll attach it to the lure. And we will cut off this part right here. So, voila. All of that stuff about to happen, I think, hopefully. First things first. Cut off the tail. Voila. See this, huh? All right, let's heat this hook and bend it to hopefully not break it. Exciting heat gun action. Not too bad. Not too bad. Look at that. Okay, back over there with the cooler hook. Okay. Oh, where do we want that? That is so slick, that little hand drill. Okay, we need to up that skosh more. Well, maybe not. This is just random screw that I had in my screw container. Okay, yep, that's how you want to do it. All right, not a bad test fit right there. Now, we need to make a piece of hardware that's going to go through the snoot, which we want right there. Center punch to be center punch ed. Okay, pilot hole. Beautiful. We'll have to grind that guy down on that side. Okay, let me make my, what we need here is a wire harness to go from hither to thither, so that this is pretty tough stuff here. We probably actually don't even need that. I usually do that though, just so that there's a mechanical connection between the tie-on point and the hook. When I make these types of lures, so yeah, we'll be able to grind that nice and flush here. All right, I'm going to take that over to the grinder and grind that flush, and then we'll remove that and start our painting process, and hopefully it'll look a little nicer than the first time I ever tried to make stuff like this. I did forget I wanted to countersink this hole with my countersunk. Beautiful. Nice tie-on point. All right, let's grind this down to a more manageable size. That was terrible camera work, but it's actually getting so hot it was melting out the plastic there. We're gonna need to hold this with like some vice grips or something so that it'll stay in place while we try to grind it down. All right, that did that did the trick reasonably well. It is flush enough for the regular guy, and epoxy is gonna hold that in the rest of the way. All right, so I took the hook out, and I forgot we need to add a weight to it as well. And I did decide that we are not going to do a harness from here to here. This is going to be heavy duty enough. We are going to use a snap on the end so that this has plenty of wiggledy-diggledy movement. And we're going to fix this weight to this hook here. Probably going to grind out a little hollow for it to stick into. We would like to thank the regular viewer that left this in a tree for us. Hopefully they are a regular viewer. Wouldn't that be cool? All right, look at that weight on there. Fold these ears over. Make sure you wash your hands before you eat after doing this. Oh, we may not even have to hone it out, really. All right, so ideally, I would like to paint this, or at least some of the painting, before I put all the hardware on it. But the hardware's got to go on this side to get mounted to it. So let's put some glue in there. Okay, that's temporarily to hold it together. Now that we've added weight, we need to also talk about flotation. So in the past, I've used a pop and cork like this and glued it to it. But one of our regular viewers gave us this air dry clay. Okay, which my children seem to have left open, so I don't know if it's any good. Oh, that would be terrible. Yeah, that's pretty well dried. And we can find some down the bottom of it here. That's not hard yet. Okay, good. So it turns out your air dry clay has to be sealed or it will dry in the air. Who knew? Sorry. We tried to seal it, but it was too late. You tried to seal it, but it was too late? Mm-hmm. You gonna tell anybody, or was just gonna wait till it was a national secret, or? Sorry, we forgot to tell. Oh, okay. Apologies for that. Oh, yeah. Okay, well, we're going to let this dry, and hopefully that will stick in there. We're going to make sure this is sealed properly. Ooh, what a fancy idea. All right. So this is all foamed out? That is foamed out. Some of it. There's still a little good clay here. A little bit. Yes, you can have this and have and hold and enjoy it. Okay, go take your semi-dry clay elsewhere. All right, so now we're going to let this guy dry, so we will work on another lure while we're waiting. All right, so we do need to start lure number 2. This one is going to be super easy. We're just going to make a piece of metal, jig and spoon type thing here. So we're going to cut that off. I'm going to leave a nub of it on here, probably about that big. Can we do it like this? Can we do it viceless? I wonder. Not too bad. Huh? All 10 still? I wouldn't recommend that method though. But let's grind this down a little bit. Kind of make it more Hopkins lure shaped. All right, we're gonna have to drill some holes hither and thither. All right, and now to the drill press. You don't need a drill press to do this. I used to drill these out with just a hand drill, but I have a drill press. Why waste it? Okay, right here. All right, camera girl, youngest regular assistant's going to film for us here. Let's make sure that we're in the right spot. Ta-da!
Yay! It only costs so much steam.
I'm going to reset and do the other side. All right, so our basic piece of metal lure is looking pretty good. I did deburr it here, so we're going to run it now on this guy here to see if we can't polish it up a little bit. Oh, I forgot a step. Scotch-Brite. Holy smokes. I'm just going to polish it on the Scotch-Brite for a little bit. All right, now to the buffing wheel. And all I've got is old turtle wax, so we'll see if that does anything. Mother's chrome polish. Let's see what that does. So I'm being a terrible host. I keep forgetting. We're doing steel wool first before we polish. Steel wool. All right, so I polished and polished and polished, and I'm not good at polishing this apparently. I've got other stuff to be like super shiny, but this is I don't know, it's a piece of metal shiny, so there you go. All right, set aside. Back to lure number one. Our big old pile of foam has dried on there, so we need to clear coat all this to set it. So we're going to use UV resin. What kind of UV resin are we using?
Ozbang.
What was that again?
Ozbang.
One more time?
Ozbang.
It's the Ozbangiest UV resin that you can buy on the Amazons for approximately $10. That I know of. All right. Again, we're just using this to put a smooth clear coat over the whole thing. An unhappy dog. And, wow, that came out like super quick. Oh, that's because I opened it up. Weird. Okay. But I want to make sure that this foam block is adhered to our lure. So we're going to smother this hither and thither all about. And now a musical interlude that doesn't include an upset dog who wants to go inside. All right, now we're going to go bring this out into God's UV chamber and set it. All right, our clear coating is done. We've got little nubs that came up here, so I tried it to see if it would knock it down. I got some 220 loaded up here just to knock down the bumps on the edges of this lure. All right, that's pretty good. Okay, so this one is ready for paint, so we'll put that aside. This guy just needs a hook, so we'll put that aside. Now we're on to number 3, the handle. All right, the Hamilton Beach handle. I'm probably going to do a swim test here. I want to see if this floats. Don't worry, this isn't wood. It's some concoction of astronomical material. I don't know what it is. Probably some sort of plastic. So if it floats, I'm thinking a nice little topwater lure. I like drawing my topwater sideways. So like, if you like look at it like this, like down the barrel, like these are the eyes, right? And that's the snoot and like a mouth right here, right? So it sits in the water. If this were the water line, it sits in water like that. Because I usually see wounded fishies, you know, kind of sit on their side when they're not happy. So let's go get a cup of water and do a swim test. All right, miniature aqua lab. Okay, what is the over-under? Do you think this is going to float or not?
Maybe, maybe not.
No, you need to pick one.
Okay, not because of the...
You're going to say not floating.
Because of the metal end right
would you
there.
like to hold and examine this piece?
Sure.
He's holding and examining it, people.
Probably not, because there's a little bit of places where water could get in right over here.
He's worried about water intrusion or inclusion. What would you call it?
intrusion.
Okay, and
this feels like plastic, but I don't know.
it feels like plastic. Okay.
So it's not wood. It's
Okay,
not wood.
it is definitely not wood. Okay, so this is going to be the tail of the lure. So let's
There's
put it
probably gonna be water getting
tail in first into the mini aqua lab. Okay, so yes, I did fat finger it and accidentally shut it off right at the moment of truth. Would have been a great time for a commercial break. So we'll try it again. Tail end first into the mini aqua lab. What is it doing?
It's touching the bottom, it looks like.
It's touching the... Oh, inconclusive, huh? So we need more deeper water?
Maybe deeper, yes.
Oh, are you kidding me? All that work for nothing? All right, we filled the mini aqua lab to the tippity top. Hey,
oh,
bud,
wait, it's floating.
That is a floating piece of Hamilton Beach right there, right? Mm-hmm. All right, so this will be a floating lure. Woo! Okay. All right, we're going to drill this out because we're going to hang a hook off the back of this. Okay, so it's going to go right about there. We've got our handy dandy center punch to center punch it. One more for good measure. All right. Now, over there to our friend the drill press. I think that'll work. Oh, something broke.
Yeah, it hit me.
That's why I didn't want to clamp it in there, because like this thing is just kind of like all, I don't know, willy-nillied, but whatever. Got it. Okay. All right, we're back at the grinding wheel. We have to take this piece down. We don't want all that metal there, so we're going to try to just kind of smooth that down and make it a more usable piece and less heavy. All right, we wire wheeled it a little bit. I think I'll get that to focus. Focus. All right, and we'll just do a little bit of countersunkness. Give it that real professional look, hopefully. Oh, I kind of want to preserve this chrome back here. All right, we got a nice finish on there now. I did nick it right there. The whole point, I was trying to save this little chrome tail section and these little chrome eye sections up here. So, or at least that's what they're going to be. So, but I don't think the bass will notice. You know what I mean? I think this stuff is going to be heavy duty enough that it will accept some snoot and body accoutrements. So the hook's going to go here, and tie on point is going to go right in the middle of that snoot right there. So let's make some hardware for this. This obviously is just going to get a split ring and a treble hook on the back. This is working out though. Is that collar coming loose? Well, it's going to get glued in place anyway, so no problems. Let's get out our stainless steel and make our hardware. Snoot, body hook, assemble. All right, let's see. I want our belly hook. Let me see. How far back? E? Yeah, right in the middle of the E. Nice. Appears to be hollow in the middle, which will probably give rise to why it's so buoyant. Hold on. I'm going to take this over to the grinding wheel and just make that a little more screw shaped. Be right back. All right, that should be much, much better. Crazy glue on there. Okay, that is coming right up against this eyepiece right here, or what's about to be the eyepiece. So we aren't going to go further than that. Straighten that out. And that will be long enough. Let me go clean that up again. Perfect. I love it. Okay. This dog is ready for paint. Oh, I did want to make an eye in the middle of that eye, though. Let me get some supplies for the eyes. I'm sorry. All right, so what I came up with is I found this little plastic tube thingy, and it fits into there. So that is more eye-shaped. It's going to be kind of like a sparkly eye. And what is this? This is the glass rattle, the fish calling sound. Can you hear that? Can you hear it calling the fish?
I hear it somewhat.
And we're going to put that down in there. And look at that. That's our eye. And it's going to look like a little different on the other side. But I think I'm going to UV resin that. And that is going to be how we're going to do our eye here. All right, so let me fill this with UV resin and get it UV resined in place. All right, so I did put gloves on because I imagine this will be a bit of a sticky wicket for the British people watching, or anybody who plays cricket, I guess. So we're going to try and drip a little UV resin onto this end of the eye and bring over our deal here. Oh, on. Okay. And let the magic of UV resin begin. And while that eye is setting in the UV chamber, we're going to gently move that guy out of view. Make sure it's still set up. And I'm going to put UV resin down in that little crack betwixt the handle and the little chrome bit we want to save here. All right, we'll let those guys cook until well done. Don't want any medium rare with this project. All right, after a long and stormy night in the UV chamber, so this guy is perfectly sealed up now, and we're going to coat this thing, a couple times as we paint it, because we're trying to be better painterists. And then throw the brush on the ground. Oh, what a rookie mistake. Yours, come on. All right. So this is our eye. See? And it makes a noise. I'm pretty sure I already covered that. But we want to insert it into here. Like so. Slathered in UV resin. Slid into place. So it looks symmetrical. All right. And that should hopefully hold it in place. It is sunny out. I could go out into God's UV chamber there. All right, while we're doing that, I'm going to hand drill this hole out again, just so that we keep it here. And that will probably get filled in with paint and clear coats and whatnots, but we're just going to keep on establishing it, so it'll be at the ready. But we did put some ugly fingerprints on there. Cool. All right. Before we move too far forward, or I guess we are moving forward, I don't know. Before I say things I don't understand fully, we're going to get out some aluminum tape. And before we paint this, we're going to cover it in said aluminum tape. It is mostly silver coated. All right, so these two are ready to paint. This one, of course, is the finish is done on it. We're just going to make a hook for it afterwards. So let's set up our paint booth. All right, I told you I was going to set up the paint booth, but I just found out that I have something else I have to do, or so the boss just told me, the regular editor there. So, whilst I do have a skosh of time, we're going to tape this lure off for some spray painting. And we're going to do a terrible job. Okay, much better. Now that we're taped off, we're going to give it a clear coat. Did I just say that, really? A base coat of white Rust-Oleum, because there's 25% more bonus. 25% more bonus. It's a weird way to say it. I don't know why. But it's 2 times the ultra coverage, paint and primer, all in one. White gloss and wood, metal, plastic, and more. And I think we got all 3 of those flavors right there. All right. I'll go ahead and spray paint the top of this one white just while we're here. So that way those edges there will be a little more white. All right, so we are back in business here. Just regular advice: never lose an opportunity to take your wife out to lunch or dinner or what have you, but always take advantage of that time. We're doing a fire. I wonder what that is that's coming through on there. All that black spots. There, we successfully made a green banana. All right, now the orange. That's the belly. All right, I'm going to need a hand there, little girl, to hold this in place like that. Can you do that for me?
Yes, sir.
With your gloves on? Are you that cold?
Yeah.
You're that cold.
Yeah.
Okay, do not move a muscle. Okay, ready?
Muscle.
Okay. Round
Take 2.
2.
Action.
Hold on, wait. Let go for a sec. That's gonna go. There we go. Just like that. Okay, ready? Okay.
That kind of worked.
Okay, let go.
And reveal.
All right.
That's the big reveal.
We went a little too low, but that's okay.
Yeah.
Yeah?
It's just regular.
It's just regular?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Why don't you flip it?
Why aren't you flip it?
No. Why don't you flip this thing on the other side?
What, do it like that?
No, like this.
All right, well, we got to clean it off first.
Yeah.
And do the other side. Thank you for your help.
You're welcome.
All right, hold on. Let's try side 2.
Reveal.
All right, good job, young lady. So it's weird that the stripes, I wanted them higher up on the lure.
That's
but
okay.
I guess it's going to have to be okay.
You're the regular guy.
I am a regular guy, yes, and sometimes the regular guys mess up. What if we, seeing as we did it low on both, what if we add another set of stripes to get to the middle? No, I think I want to try that. Here, hold it right here.
There?
So we messed it up because I'm the regular guy? Is that what you were just saying?
No. I was just
Okay.
saying that you were a regular guy. need
Here,
to
let's
work.
hold on. Let go. Let's flip it over.
I told you to flip it over before.
Look at you. You're telling me to flip it over. Okay, ready? Okay.
Oh, wow, that looks even better.
That's better, isn't it?
Yeah, that looks even better.
Looks even better. Too bad I oversprayed over there, but
It's all right.
luckily it's
It'll
over the
look
tape.
normal.
It'll look normal. That doesn't look bad at all. Good work, young lady. Good idea. Okay.
Big review. Ooh,
All right.
that looks pretty.
Chaotic. I like it though. Okay.
It's everywhere. On the other side, it's even more everywhere.
All right. Now we're just gonna do a black line.
Is that a fire tiger?
This is a tiger on fire. Oh, spots.
A spotted tiger.
Man, that is a bright luar right there. All right, we're going to kind of tone down this black a little bit. Done. Be done with it. All right, so I said I was going to make this into a sunfish color, and that's what I have to do. Okay, we're going to start out with giving it yellow to gold it up. Well, that's not bad. Like Ferris Bueller said, never had one lesson. All right, so as I said in the previous video that you didn't see because I didn't record it, I forgot to paint, and I just touched it. Ah! I forgot to paint this area white up here and here where it was black still. I can't believe I just touched it. Holy cannolis. Okay. So I had to go over it with white after I had already painted it. So this is how I'm going to correct it if ever you find yourself in the same sort of pickle. So I painted it pearlized white to cover that up. Now I'm just going to go over those spots again with the colors that I was using before. Okay, now I'm going to need more yellow down there. Okay. Before we lose our shininess of the aluminium tape. Okay. Kind of a tequila sunrise thing going on there, huh? All right, we're going to try this tiny scale pattern here. Did we screw it up? Oh my goodness, anxiety. Oh, that's not bad. They're teensy tiny. I don't even know if you can see that on there. But it adds a green we were looking for. That's even better. That is even better. Okay. All right, here's for all the marbles. That was a little too far. Okay. Be done with it. All right. Hey, regular editor, come over here. Come see your spoon in all of its glory and grandeur and other large words that I can't spell without your assistance. Okay. That's a sad dog.
Wow.
You know what I forgot to do first? I was going to put some orange on the belly like a sunfish should have, but so that is the sunfishy pattern I've got. Well, I kind of got ahead of myself there with the scales and the patterns and the things and the stuff.
Cover it up.
Trying to be a fancy painterist. And a fancy painterist would have spaced those out better and got two in there instead of the one. A painterist? It is now, yeah. It's presently a word. So we still just got to put the eye on it and a gill and some blue, and then it shall be a blue gill forever. It shall be a bluegill, the bluest of gills. But, huh?
Wow.
Not too bad, huh? Other than messing it up, not too bad. Oh, and you didn't see the other part of your spoon. This is the midsection. This is just going to be a simple piece of metal lure, okay? And over here is your handle.
Oh, wow.
Do you know what that is?
No.
This is going to be a weedless topwater spoon, and this is a walk the dog topwater with a rattle eye.
Okay.
Can you hear it?
Yeah.
Okay, good. And then this is just a spoon, part of the spoon.
Yeah,
3
got that.
lures from the one spoon.
Got that part. Okay.
Alrighty, that's where we're at.
Cool.
Cool beans. Not terrible. Okay, not terrible. Whew, almost forgot a crucial feature on a bluegill. Okay, no pressure. This will make it or break it. Whew, I think we're done. I do want just a little bit of blue right there. Can I do that without messing up? All right, stop. Quit. Be done. All right, it's time to put an eye on this guy. I did re-drill that little hole right there for where the hook is going to go through. I mean, the tie-on little what's-a-magoomet is going to go through. This eye, unfortunately, is not going to be exactly where I want it. There's a chance that after I clear coat this, that it's going to get knocked off by the where I tie it on. But that didn't come out bad. That eye really brought it to life. Look at that. Okay, bluegill, spoon, done. All right, so for our last trick of the night, we are going to try and remove this tape. Hopefully with no tragic. Okay. Dang. Young man, you gotta come see this.
I'll be right there.
You'll be right there. Okay. Okay, ready? We're gonna take this off. You ain't seen nothing yet, kid. Hold on. Let me get a little vice grippy thing. Okay. Ah.
Ooh. Oh.
There's the eye. It's a see-through eye on both sides there.
Pretty snazzy.
Ooh, that looks like the fruits of evil. All right.
What's the tape over the tail for?
You're going to see in a second. We just got to find where the end was.
Painter's tape.
No, that came off.
That's a beautiful chrome tail.
There we go. That
And
was
we
from
didn't
the,
even have to paint it.
that was from the handle of the lure. So this is our Fire Tiger-esque topwater. So it's going to sit in the water. Okay, if you picture this is the water, it's going to sit this way. So the hook's down here and here, right? So it's going to be looking down. Mm-hmm. All right. What do you think?
If there's any fish gonna get him. I think that's good.
All right. He
Very
thinks
good.
it's a very good. All right. That's enough for tonight. So it's the next day, and we're going to start applying our Ozbang UV resin clear coat. But I got a little bonus bait footage. While I was painting the other lures, I picked up these dogs right here and painted these guys up for a fishing trip coming up. Early spring fishing, bass fishing trip here. So I concocted with the leftover paint in the paint gun, airbrush, what have you. Just to put a little fanciful paint job on these guys, a springtime sort of crawfishy color in my mind. I don't know what I'm saying anymore. But these were just repurposed lures. They're not anything new. These were actually sent to me by the Lunker Jack a while back. He went through his tackle box and sent me all his old lures and said, have fun painting them up, regular guy. And I was like, sure thing, will do. And it's actually been a while, but I'm slowly getting all of them painted up. So yeah, I mean, this just went right over the paint job. I didn't even clean the bait or anything like that. So it's that reddish orange there, a little bit of goldy green on the back and some black stripes. A very loose crawfishy pattern with some red eyes that crawfish don't have. So we'll go spin that for a while and get going on our real project. This one, I swear, and we'll get back to it. This one, another crankbait version. I like these smaller, slender, crawfishy shaped sort of crankbaits here. So added some different sparkle farkle in this one to kind of break up just the base orange. So it's still bright, but it's going to have a lot of little flash-a-doos on it. It should really come out when you look at the top here. It's going to really come out in the sunlight moreover than just the shop lights here. But again, this was just painted right over the color that was already on the bait. This was just quick, dirty, and cheap paint job. Sometimes it's nice to have baits lying around that need some love and attention so that you can experiment with them. All right, to keep with our sunfish theme, I guess in that crawfish lure that I just showed you, sort of pattern, I made up this here coppery, sparkly nonsense to give this guy a clear coat with. Look at that. Despite all my wrinkles and mess ups and oversprays and undersprays and splatters, I think we got a lure worth fishing. Don't worry about this side over here. This is just overspray central. We'll clear coat that as well, just to have it a sealed clear coat on it. UV resin to the pot here. We got plenty of sparkles in it, so we're good. We just need some more UV resin to apply. But I think that clear coat color pattern, wow, say that 5 times fast, worked really well on the show side here. Not too bad. All right, and I like that flashy color so much. We're gonna use it, the base of it on this guy here, but we are gonna add a little more of, wait for it, corn silk, just a white base. Still got our little black, so we put a little black hologram in it. That's actually a glitter, not a mica powder. Just kind of add some little dots of pepper sort of to it. Kind of helps hide all the screw ups that I made there, because I am not a great airbrusherist. Okay, this is going to be interesting. We're going to try to go over this area here to make sure that that is sealed. So this one's probably going to have to rotate for quite a while. The reason I put the UV clear coat on a rotator, not because I think that centrifugal force helps it dry. I understand that that's not UV powered, but I do that to make sure that it's nice and even. And sometimes this stuff does not hit every spot, even though you think it did. And putting it on the rotator for a while, then you can go back and look and see what's not shiny and glossy, and see where you need to add material or liquid stuff, I guess. Did a great job making this look like a painted handle. But I think those sparkles came out well in there. I'll tell you what, nobody's going to have a topwater like this one. Some of you are probably like, why would you want one? Why? Because it's your own creation. You didn't have to spend an exorbitant amount of money for something that'll work or not work just as well as a store-bought thing. It's quite fun too, I think. My regular opinion is it's quite fun to catch a fish on a homemade lure. That's a fly fisherman, you know, learned that eons ago. Bass fishermen and, you know, some other game fishermen kind of got away from that, but all right, I still have lures cooking over here in the Jiffy Pop UV chamber. I just wanted to try one more thing. The back of this kind of looked like blah. You know, this lure is already going to be blah enough. Just for funsies, let's do something else here. We got that clear coat good and hard on here, so it should be okay. Hopefully, if not, we can apply more. Let's get it over the edges so we don't ruin it. And why make your tape flat when you can make it an ugly blue mess? Just trying to cover this side up so that we protect all that work we just did. I just wanted to see if I might, if I might. Let's see if I can't. Now for my next trick, I will try and cut all of that off. I know I said I was done, but whatever. Let's just give this a go. Was it worth it? Good news is so far is we didn't ruin the clear coat on this side. Trying to do this so I can peel it all off, hopefully in one felt swoop. Ow, ow, without hooking myself. Okay. Razor blade, where is the razor blade? Why ideally you only want to use one strip of paint, or tape rather. There we go. Wasn't that fun? So now we've got a weird hot rod flamed top side thing. I don't know what's it. But that was entertaining. All right, so we've got our hooks mounted on our lures here. And again, if it wasn't entirely clear why I made this one sideways, just the shape of this handle with the curve in it, fat end on this side. So it's just kind of, you know, it gave it a fish shape that's kind of, you know, bent like that. So when it sits on top of the water there, you know, its head's kind of coming up a little bit, hopefully. But that was the way I thought that this guy could work. You know, I thought for a little minute, or you know, for a little bit. There we go. Maybe about, you know, putting a little bill on it. I guess I could have done that too and made it into, you know, like a crankbait, diving bait kind of thing. But, you know, apparently I like sideways top waters, as evidenced by this one right here. We put a, drilled a hole through the snoot here, and I put on a snap swivel. I don't know if I'll keep the swivel part on here. It's a little lengthy, but yeah. So that way it should have plenty of walk the doggy action as well. I do like how the hot rods, I'm glad I took time to put the little hot rod flames on it. Our middle section, so again, if we reassemble our lure here, spoon, the handle, and the rest of the handle. There's our overall spoon as we clean it up, man. Jeez. But yeah, that's what we started with, basically. You know, more that length, right? Yeah. Okay, good. Why does it matter? I don't know. But there you go. That's what's left over of our utensil here. And we aren't quite done with this guy yet. I do have a skirt that I want to add, and it has some rattle in it. And this is going to be our fishy tail. Let's see how that fits on there. Oh, quite nice, actually. So we're going to add a little dab of super glue. So now it's going to have some rattle at the end. And, you know, kind of matching the colors. It's got a little bit of purple, brown, red, green, you know, hearts, stars, and clovers as well. That's our fishy tail. Okay, so a trick I like to do on these trailer hooks to get it to fit over the barb, right? Doesn't want to fit right now. Take an awl and a tiny socket. This happens to be a 3/16. There we go. Hammer it down until we open the eye up a little bit. Okay. And that should get it over it. Good. Then we're going to use our heavy pliers here, some lineman's pliers this time to close that back up. Hopefully keeping it in place. All right. So it still remain relatively weedless. We'll see if I need to get a smaller trailer hook on there. Sometimes a bigger one like that will hang down in the weeds a little too far. But we're not quite done. I did want to add a stinger hook to this dude right here. So I got these small hooks on here. And let me get my stinger kit. All right, so my fly tying setup videos are always the worst. But we're just going to, for the stinger hook, tie a quick little fly on it, I guess you'd call it. Okay, there's a lot of excess string. I got this little flashy stuff I found on a party favor at a party I was dragged to unwillingly. We're simply going to, if I can, a couple wraps around, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, fold it over, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and tie it off at the end. Hello. I never claim to be a great fly tierist. If that's why you're watching the channel, I apologize. Twist it around to where I want those little guys, and we'll cut them both the same length. Like so, whammo slammo. And last but not least, a little bit of leftover UV resin to seal it up. All right, here was the other one I made. Just using some 20-pound Power Pro braid, doesn't matter what brand. I'm using a lighter braid than you see in a lot of these because well, it's kind of what I got on hand. But also, rather than lose the whole rig there, we can break the braid if we get hung up on something big. If we catch something really big, well then, we'll just be in trouble. I had these little nifty beads my kids gave me in a little fishing kit. So I'm going to put them on here. just to add a little pizzazz and a rattle every now and then to this little lure. See if our other one is done. It is, it is. Okay, so now it's got some pizzazz and some things that'll definitely get hung up on everything in the world, but that's what a piece of metal does, right? I guess these could be a little shorter here. Probably want them like right at that length right there, but I don't know. Can we do that if we just tie another knot in it? Who knows? All right, so here's our finished spoon with its little stinger flies that maybe will give it some noise, and a little treble hook down here that I put a little pizzazz on as well. And the next time you see these, ow, three beauties, it should be on a swim test. I don't know what that was. So we're going to swim test our pseudo weedless topwater. Let's see if it floats. It floats just like we wanted. Looks like it's going to do a subtle walk the dog action there. Let's see if it's weedless. Because of the orientation that it floats, it should be able to, look at that. Huh?
Navigating the weeds.
Right over them. Poppin' sunfish.
Does it have a weed guard on it though?
No.
What?
Oh, two open hooks. But because of their orientation and the way it sits in the water, it's going to keep them off the...
That is crazy.
Off the weeds. Okay, 4 pounder right here. Came through the alligator weed.
Yep.
No denying it. Okay, let's see if it floats. Oh, we got it too heavy. Wah, wah, wah. But let's see if it darts. Let's see what it looks like darting along.
Where is it? I'm looking for it. Oh, there it is. Hey. That is the dartiest lure I've ever seen.
Dartiest lure.
Yeah, it darts a lot.
So darts a lot. Maybe that's what we'll call it.
The darter.
This really needs to get in front of a pike, a pikey poo. Which we don't have any pikey poos here. We're a little far south for a pikey poo.
Too far.
A spoon with the stinger hooks. Spoon.
Hey! Good sinker.
Hey, what are you kids doing?